Aloha and welcome to Wind in Your Hair. Guaranteed no BS, real breakthroughs, raw truth on mindset, love, sex, purpose, and so much more. This is about getting wind in your hair, getting unstuck, being free, and stepping fully into who you were meant to be, starting right now. Welcome to Wind in Your Hair. Today we have a very special guest from Nashville, and he is a recording artist, a singer-songwriter, and an NBC The Voice finalist from season 14. So welcome, Pryor Baird.
Hey, Adam. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure. And since I write country music and just moved to Nashville recently, and I thought it'd be amazing to have someone on who's actually been here for over a decade and who knows the ropes.
Huh. I don't know if I know the ropes, but I could definitely tell you what not to do.
Okay, so first question, how did you end up moving to Nashville?
I moved to Nashville March 10th, 2011. I've been playing the guitar and singing. I have my own band since I was like 10 years old and traveled all over the country. My dad always said, if is the biggest little word in the world. I didn't want to stay in my little hometown and, get stuck doing the same old thing. I told my dad I was moving. He said, where were you going? And I said, I don't know. It's either going to be Chicago, Nashville, or Austin, Texas. And we went to his pool hall. He gave me a couple home brews, put me on a bar stool, and spun me around. He had a big USA map on the wall. We threw a dart and it landed in Paducah, Kentucky. So he said, I guess you're moving to Nashville. 2 weeks later, I was here.
Wow. And did you know anybody at all?
No, I'd never been here. I didn't know anybody. I didn't have a house. I didn't have a job. I just kind of threw caution to the wind and said, here we go.
So did you have a calling to do music, or have you known your whole life that you wanted to do music?
Yeah. I mean, I knew at a very early age. I heard a record when I was like 2 years old. It was kind of like the adult voice in my head was taught me saying, this is what you're going to do. And so here we are, quite a few decades later, still doing it. Wouldn't do anything else.
Did you ever take voice lessons or music lessons?
Yeah, I took the music lessons when I was, I got my first guitar lesson when I was 3.5 and from a guy named Jerry Coelho. And my mom traveled all over town trying to figure out somebody to give me some lessons, and nobody wanted to give them to me because I was so young. And she said, please just give this kid 30 minutes just to shut him up. And he did. And I'll never forget, I gave him a big hug on his leg because I only came up to his thigh. And he said, bring this kid back every Tuesday. So I did for a lot of years.
Wow. So you're on The Voice, right? So let's talk about that a little bit. What was that like?
The Voice was really cool, actually. A lot of people have a lot of, negative things to say about reality television shows. And thankfully, The Voice is real. It's 100% real. What you see on TV is literally what's happening. I had a great time. I met a great friend who's no longer a friend anymore, but he was for a long time. And we started a duo after the show. But if it wasn't for The Voice, I wouldn't be where I am in my career today, that's for sure.
And so you were with a duo on The Voice, or was it solo?
No, I was solo on The Voice, but I met a guy on the show, and they kind of paired us up on the show all the time. We were always doing things together, and we became best friends. And his wife and my fiance at the time became best friends, and we did everything together. And then after the show, we did everything together. We traveled together, went on vacation together, and we do shows together. And then when I do a show, a lot more people would come. And when he'd do a show and I'd come with him, a lot more people would come to that. And we sang really well together. Our voices sounded great together. So we're like, you know what? Let's just try this. Mm-hmm. So we did, and it worked until it didn't.
Until it didn't?
Yeah. We got a record deal. We'd both been in town he lived in Daytona Beach, Florida, and he was driving up all the time. And his wife and his family and him would stay at my house for 180 days a year for 3 years before anything happened. And then, like I said, we traveled together, did shows together. And then my solo career wasn't doing anything. His wasn't really doing anything. We were both pounding the pavement, trying really hard. It was a Sunday. I'll never forget. It was a Sunday afternoon, and I had given my last resume, if you will, to a publishing company. And I remember telling my fiance, I was like, if this doesn't work, I think it's done. She's like, just keep the faith. I believe something's going to happen. And I got an email back the next day saying, hey, we love the music, we love your voice, we love the songs, but we're just going to pass. And I mean, I broke down right there in the hallway. I just fell down on my knees and started crying. I was like, God dang it, man. What have I done? And I'll never forget, Caleb was coming to town that weekend to work. And I went to Whole Foods to go get food for his family and mine, so we'd have food in the house. And he FaceTimed me and he said, the first thing he said was, "Hey, don't get mad." And I was like, "Buddy, there's absolutely nothing you could say that would make me madder or more sad than I am right now." And he said, "Hey, I know that song that we recorded, we weren't supposed to send to anybody, but I sent it to somebody and they like it and they want to have a meeting tomorrow." And I was like, okay. So we go into a meeting. He drives up from Florida. We practice in my office. We play 3 songs. And I'll never forget, like I slid a blank piece of paper across my desk and I was like, "Here's your contract," just totally being a joke. And the next day we went in and we sang 3 songs for a record label and they liked it. And they went out and got like 10 more people and we sang 3 more songs again and they liked it. And then they went and got the whole record label and the promo team. And it was during CRS week, which is Country Radio Seminar, where all over the country and radio programmers, they're in town. So everybody was there. And everybody came in and they were like, "We love this. This is what we've been looking for." And we got a record deal right there. And I was like, man, 12 hours ago, like I thought it was over. And here we are the next day. It's like, here we go. So, and then that went for a few years. We were doing really well. Made a great record. We were on tour. We were out with Travis Tritt quite a bit. And we were doing all the NASCAR races. We had a 30-city tour set up, and then COVID happened, and so that shut us down. And then when COVID opened back up, we were back on the road again. We were out with Travis Tritt again, and everything was great. We were getting ready to go on tour with Garth, and we're going down to meet him that's the one. We were getting ready to go down to the Ryman to have a meeting with him on a Wednesday. And on Tuesday, Caleb called and says, "I quit." And I've never seen or heard from him ever again.
Wow. How long ago was that?
I don't know what happened. I don't know why. I don't know anything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really sad.
So how long ago was that?
2.5 years ago.
Okay. I want to back up a little bit and talk about when you first got to Nashville. What was that like? Like how difficult was it for you to get started and get the ball rolling?
I mean, I guess it was, well, I'm still trying to get the ball rolling. It's hard. It's a daily thing. But when you move somewhere like as an adult, you kind of have a leg up because you've already lived part of your life. And I knew what I didn't want to do. I knew who I didn't want to hang out with. I knew who I didn't want to be associated with. I knew what I didn't want. I knew that I didn't want to be like a bar player. So when I moved here, I'm from Santa Barbara County out in California. And so we do a lot of beef and a lot of red wine. And so that's what I knew. I was like, man, I need to get a job. So I got a job at this place called the Stockyard, which was phenomenal steakhouse, white glove service, wear a tuxedo. And I met a guy there. His name was Jericho. And he took me to this place called, it's not there anymore, but it's called Judge's Vinegar Room, ROON. And it was a Texas barbecue place. And they had a great band up there playing. I was like, man, they were playing the Allman Brothers and some blues and some old country. And I was like, this is great. I got up to play and I played a couple songs with them. They're like, man, you can come back anytime. And then come to find out years later, well, not years later, but we became the Soulshine Family Band. Me and all those guys that were up on stage that night. The keyboard player, his name is Adam Wakefield, and he was on The Voice before I was, the year before. And he's the one that got me onto the show. But, through them, we played at Soulshine. And if you ask anybody in the past that's been here since 2011 to 2016, everybody played at Soulshine. Chris Stapleton used to come in all the time. Brothers Osborne used to come in all the time. Jason Isbell would come in all the time. Marcus King would come in. It was a place where people could come and it was great music. It was a great hang. It was great sound. It was just awesome. So I met a ton of people there, ton of people. And then, we'd go on tour and we'd play all over. We go down to Oxford, Mississippi because we have a Soulshine Pizza Factory down there. We go to play. And then, you just meet people along the way,
What would you say is the most difficult thing about trying to become a recording artist in Nashville?
Don't try to become one. That's the hardest thing. Don't try to become one. Just do what you do and let it, and just be the best at what you can be. Don't set any expectations for yourself except for you want to be the best. And just work hard every day. Keep your blinders on and go to work. And, I never thought that I would be a recording artist. I didn't think, it was a dream, but I was like, oh man, when I moved here, I was like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. But yeah, just don't even have that. Don't have that in your mind. Because if you have that in your mind, you're setting yourself up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
And just work hard every day, show up, be a good person, play your music, be authentic, and whatever happens, happens.
Mm-hmm. Did you ever want to quit and just
Of
throw in the
course.
towel and go back to wherever you came from?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I remember before I left the place I worked at, I remember telling a guy, Steve McDonald, on the hardware store down the street. And he was sitting there having lunch, and I was like, man, what if it doesn't work out? And he's like, dude, you can always come home. Home's not going anywhere. You can always come back. And I was like, yeah, it's true. But yeah, I've definitely thought about quitting. It's if you're not thinking about quitting, you're not going hard enough. You gotta yes, I have thought about quitting numerous times
And why?
a week.
Do you just talk yourself out of it? What do you
Yeah, I
do?
mean, you realize that if I give up, that's 100%. It's 100% over. If I give up, it's done. What are you gonna do then?
Right.
It's the question
No
of then what?
choice.
Yeah,
Mhm.
then what? Then what are you gonna do? You gonna go back home
Then what?
and then what?
Yeah. What was the other option, though? What was the other alternative to being a musician? Was there anything else that you ever wanted to do? Nothing. Just music. Like you feel it in your blood.
Yeah, I mean, this is it. I mean, there was a time when I was like 12, 13, 14, those few years, I didn't play that much music. It was just kind of part of a life, as any young person, you
Mhm.
kind of figured out, a lot about yourself and where you're going, what you're doing, and who you are as a person. I got hooked up with some people down in San Diego through a friend of ours, a family friend, and that changed the trajectory completely because I was down in San Diego and I was working with this band, and they were all in their 40s and absolutely phenomenal, the best musicians I'd ever played with, and I was just a kid.
Mhm.
And they took me under their wing and really showed me the ropes and what it was like. And I was like, man, this is what I want to do. And the lead singer, his name was Jerry Gontaine, and he's still the biggest mentor of my life. And
Mhm.
I'd watch him 4 nights a week. I get to play with him. Play with him on Thursday nights at this little bitty bar called Kearney's in Kearney Mesa in San Diego. And man, I learned so much from that guy. He taught me about stage presence. He taught me about, you know, how to dress for a show, how to talk to people, how to interact with people, how not to interact with people. And one of the greatest things he ever taught me, I don't even know if he taught me, but I heard him say it, leave your attitude at the side of the stage. Doesn't matter what your attitude is. Everybody's here for one reason. Everybody's here to have a good time. Everybody has their problems, but we all come in the same door and we all leave the same door. We're all right here in this place right now. So have a good time. Leave your attitude at the side of the stage. It'll be there waiting for you when you get done.
Mhm. Yeah. I'm curious about when it comes to mindset, what mindset shift helps you break through when you feel really stuck or out of reach?
Out of reach of what?
Out of reach of your goals?
Well, to be honest with you, I'm a lot further than I ever thought than I ever imagined. And so grab my guitar. Literally, I grab my guitar every day. It's the first thing I do every morning, most every morning. I grab my guitar and I sit down and just sometimes I play it, sometimes I just hold it,
Mhm.
And there's a book called The Diary of a Player by Brad Paisley, and he talks about this thing right here. This is your best friend.
Mhm.
It never quits on you. It never gives up. It doesn't talk back. It believes in you. It always gives you its best every time. So you're like, I got to do the same thing for it. And music is not just music to me. Music is life. And it's that for a lot of people.
Mhm.
And for the other people on the other side of the speaker that are just listening, it changes their life. It helps their life.
Mhm.
And I feel like as an artist, it's my responsibility to make sure that there's still that art out there for people to soak in, to hear, to listen to feel, to identify with. And that's one of the major things that really keeps me going in this business is not only is it the love and the passion that I have, it'll never go away. But when you help somebody, I mean, it's helping somebody is great. But then when you help somebody with your passion,
Mhm.
there's, I can't explain it. And so that's what really keeps me motivated, other than the fact that I just live, eat, breathe music all the time. I couldn't
So
imagine doing anything else.
Right. What does your day to day look like as far as music? Like, what kind of routine do you have?
There's not really a routine. I mean, I get up in the morning, you have your coffee, do your exercise, whatever you want to do. I usually take my dog to the park. I got to be careful saying that word. I usually have to spell it, but she must be asleep, so she didn't hear it. Uh,
Because you
you got to
co-write with
read.
people, right?
Yeah. And then you head down to, usually it's Music Row somewhere, or you go to somebody's. Well, nowadays, everybody has a studio at their house. But up and down Music Row, which is 16th Avenue, all those little houses are all music houses and writer houses. And you get together and, your calendar's booked out for months in advance. And you get in the room and, you always have ideas and stuff to think about to write. But I love the unknown about what we're going to write about. You go in there and be like, oh yeah, I got a verse or I got a chorus or I got an idea or I have a melody. But there's something really, I love the organic part of it is when you walk in and you're with, two other people and you just, hey man, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. What's doing in your world? You start talking and somebody says something and you hear it and you're like, oh
Right.
man, that's really cool. And I love that. Like I always say it all the time, man. I'll be the first one to get up from a dinner table and I'll walk across the dining room to somebody's table, be like, what did you just say? I heard you just say this. Could you say it one more time?
Well, that's like what happened to you and I, because for those of you listening, Pryor and I co-wrote a song. We were talking about all the pain, and then he was like, that'd be a great title. And then we wrote All the Pain. And then you played it at a writer's round recently.
I did.
Yeah.
But I guess that's the routine. You write from 11 to 3 or till you're done or till you can't get any more. You'd be like, sometimes you hit a wall and be like, man, I just can't. I kind of hit a wall. And when I hit a wall, I call come up for air. It's like, I got to get up, go walk around, go outside, get a change of scenery, get a glass of water, get a soda, get some coffee, whatever, and then come back. But yeah, that's the
Mhm.
that's the schedule. You go in, write it, and hopefully it's great. Then you do a demo of it and you do that today, tomorrow, the next day, the next day, and the next day, and the next day. You just keep doing it over and over and over and over and over. That's the routine.
What we were talking about earlier about how some of the most beautiful things that we've ever done has come from the darkest parts of our lives. And so for you, some of what music or lyrics jump out at you that have come from a really dark place?
If you think it's hard leaving, baby, try being the one left behind. And that's the hook of a song that I have that's out right now called The One Left Behind. And it's about my life. I was in a relationship for a long time and it ended and it's unbelievably heartbreaking. And those are the times, those feelings those are the ones that mean something. I'm not the only person that's ever got their heart broke. There's a lot of people out there that have had their heart broke. And there's not a lot. I mean, there's a lot of songs out there. There really are, but this is just this is mine. And it is about my life and the pain and the sadness. That's the beautiful thing about country music, man. You can take those feelings and put them out there and people like it. The more pain, the better. Yeah, The One Left Behind. You can get it anywhere you listen to your music. You can go stream.
We'll definitely put it all in the show notes. So I want to talk about Broadway because a lot of people want to come to Nashville and go to Broadway and party and they say that you can't go anywhere in Nashville without drinking.
Yeah, what do they say? It's a music city with a drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
Broadway's a lot of fun. I mean, of course, that's what brings all the tourists here, and everybody wants to come to Nashville and hang out downtown and go party, and it is so fun. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I've done it more than I would like to admit, but it's not a place where you're going to go and better your career. Like if you're moving here for music and you want to get down there and play on Broadway, people think, oh, I'll go play on Broadway and get noticed. I think that's happened. Like I can think of two people, Tim McGraw and Kenny Chesney. Those are the only two people that have ever made it like off of Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an anomaly. So if you want to come to Nashville and go party and have a good time, yeah, go to Broadway. But if you want to come here and be a musician, if you want to be a bar musician, play the cover tunes of the local honky tonks and do all that kind of stuff, go for it, man. It's a great place to do it. You make great money. You get to sleep in your bed every night. But you play 5 nights a week and it's the same songs over and over and over. And it's not your songs, it's somebody else's songs. So there's no creativity in it. You're just playing somebody else's stuff. Now, I will say that a lot of the people down there playing are musicians for big artists that come, they just want to go down and play music, or they want to go down and make some extra money, and they'll do that. And not to mention that everybody downtown on Broadway you're not going to go anywhere in Nashville and find a musician that's not great. When you get down on Broadway, it's like, gosh, these guys are phenomenal. They play any song, any genre, anything, from Guns N' Roses to George Jones to Poison to Foreigner to Michael Jackson. It's like, okay, all right, okay, you guys are really good.
Everyone is so good. Back to about a lyric. Like, what lyric jumps out at you that came from a really dark... Wait, did we talk about that already?
Yeah,
No,
we did.
didn't.
We did, but
oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna have to edit that out. What's one thing that people misunderstand about the journey of becoming an artist in Nashville?
I think people I think they just think it's easy. You can just put some stuff up on YouTube, or you put some stuff on TikTok and go viral, and then all of a sudden you're a recording artist. It's like, no, it's a lifetime of dedication, and you got to learn who you are as a musician, what your sound is, how you play, what you like, and you have to. It's it's your brand. That's what it is. It's your brand. You got to know your brand. Everybody, and people don't have that. They just think, I can just go there and be the next Morgan Wallen. It's like, there's already a Morgan Wallen. We don't need another one. Be you. Do what you do. But I think that's the most common misconception. People think they can just come here and it's easy, and I'm going to Nashville and I'm going to be a guitar player and I'm going to make it. It's a great attitude, man, but you got to it's a lot.
How has Nashville challenged your faith and your identity and even your mental health?
God, where do I even begin? First and foremost, Nashville has been so good to me. I know that there are so many people here that are not here anymore, that Nashville has chewed them up and spit them out, because it is a tough town. It really is. I kind of say that there's a few of us left in our graduating class, and I kind of feel like every 10 years, in that 10 years, there's a class of people, and you see each other around when you first get here, and then you see each other around town, all throughout life, or these 10 years that you're here. And you see each other on, first you see each other on Broadway, you meet somebody, or you see somebody at a writer's round and you hear them, and then you're like, oh, they're good. You introduce yourself. And then a couple of years go by, and they're on Instagram, and you see them on there, and they're doing well. And then you see other people that are here, then you don't see them anymore at all. They pack up and they move, and it's too hard. But then, like I said, I've been here 14 years now, and we just had CRS, which is Country Radio Seminar. And I would say there's probably there's maybe 25 of us that have been here, since I got here. And that we all run into each other, and we're still doing the same thing. We're still working our butts off. We still see each other moving up the ranks, going and going and going and going, trying to get there. And that's really great. And that is a wind in your sails. But it's also, my God, is it tough? It tests you every single day. And once you get in this business and you get into being a recording artist and stuff, the hardest part is staying there. Because there are so many people moving here all the time that want your position. They want to take your place. And so, it's tried by faith in every aspect, from personal to spiritual to physical. It's, when you're trying to be the best, when you're trying to make it in a business where you're going to be in the top 1%, everything is going to test you. Every day, it's a test. Your songs are a test. Are you writing the best songs possible? Because you're going up against the best songwriters there are. Is your guitar playing the best? Because you're playing with the greatest guitar players of all time. Is your timing great? And I don't mean moving here timing. I mean timing on a metronome timing. Don't mess up. Don't make mistakes. Although the mistakes are what you learn from. That's the most important part. But when you get to be at that level, it's you can't be making those kind of mistakes. You got to know it perfect every time. And it weighs on you because you got to do it all the time. You got to be on all the time. But all that being said, I wouldn't trade it for the world. I am so thankful to be where I am, to be in the position that I'm in. I love this business. I love this town. I love the music. I love the creativity. I love the community. It's almost like it tries you so hard, and it pushes you so hard of how bad do you want this? And then Like you walk into, you just say, you walk into Curb Records and you walk into their publishing house and they have a huge foyer. And you walk in there and there's 15 people in there from the ages of 19 to 70. And everybody's
Waiting to get a
"Hey,
record
man, how
deal,
you
hoping
doing?"
to, yeah.
No. We're all just writing songs.
Oh, okay.
But it's like everybody's there. Everybody there is so happy for each other. Everybody there is rooting for each other. Everybody there is happy when you do something well. They're proud of you. They're happy for you. They're also there like when you're down, they're like, man, don't worry. It's going to be okay. Just keep writing songs, keep the creativity, keep going. Everything's going to be fine. The camaraderie is, it's like a great big team. Everybody's here is, yeah, there's competition, of course, but there isn't really. And I don't like to think so because it's art. There is no competition in art. If it makes you happy here, then you can't beat me. I've already won. But it's hard to keep that mentality all the time when you're trying to make it, So it pushes you in every aspect that you can ever imagine. That was a long-winded version of what does it test? Everything you have.
If you go back to, so you were 27, 28 when you first moved here, so if you go back to that Pryor and be like, okay, Pryor, don't do this, and you got to do this, what kind of advice would you give yourself?
If I knew where I was now?
Yes, right where you are now, yeah.
I would say, I wouldn't change anything. And I would just say, enjoy the ride, be easy on yourself. And I would tell myself, like, it's going to be hard. There are going to be some really hard, some really dark times. Mm-hmm. But just keep the faith, believe in yourself, and believe in yourself more than you've ever believed in anything. Be easy, breathe, and enjoy it because it's going to take you somewhere that you never even fathom.
In all the ways, right? Mentally, spiritually, emotionally.
All the ways, all the things. Ways. It's going to take you on a roller coaster of all the emotions on a weekly basis.
Well, how can people get a hold of you?
Oh man, you can find me and get a hold of me. You can listen to my music anywhere you stream your music, anywhere. Amazon, Apple, Spotify, wherever you stream your music, you can find me there. You can also find me on all the social medias, Instagram. I don't know if anybody has MySpace anymore, but Pryor Baird, PRYORBAIRD. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Go to YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go to my website, PryorBairdMusic.com or just PryorBaird.com. Not hard to find. There's not a lot of Pryor Bairds out there.
And where are you playing these days?
I'm playing all over the place. So I leave this weekend. I'm playing in Lake Wapello in Missouri with Maggie Rose and Drake White. I'll be there this weekend. Then I head to California and I'm playing out there for 3 nights for the Aubrey Brown Foundation. And then I'm back and I play back out in California again at a place called Maddie's Tavern. And then I'm back here in Nashville and I'm playing, I just set up a residency at the Listening Room. So I'll be there once a month for the next 3 months. And we're going to do a theme night every night. So that'll be a lot of fun. Yeah, you can just go online and check the schedule, see where I'm at. Hopefully I'm in your neighborhood.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being on the show, Pryor, and taking the time to share about your journey and everything. And for anyone who wants to move to Nashville and become a recording artist, take this advice to heart.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Anna. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here. I really like it. It's a great podcast.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
See you later.
Thank you so much for listening. And if you're ready to get unstuck and create the love and the life that you can't stop thinking about, then let's chat. You can book a call with me below. And don't forget, you deserve better. And get some freaking wind in your hair.